You know what, everybody? I was just getting ready to start my second viewing of the trailer, and I said, you know what? Let's just do a shot by shot. So I haven't done a shot by shot in a long time. Let's go ahead and do one. Take a look at what we can find, what stands out for us here as we're watching the trailer. So we get past the green band stuff, and we open with the cops. Now again, I knew instantly that this is Paul Dano. He has the hair, he has the look. You can tell from the side of the face that's Paul Dano. This part right here, I was waiting to see that right there. I was waiting to see this freeze frame on the question mark. I knew that we would probably be getting it, and I knew he. Everyone knows he's the Riddler, but I didn't know how much he would embrace that persona. Who knows? Again, this is just snips of the movie, but who knows how much he actually embraces the persona of the Riddler? We're gonna find out, but we see that question mark, so we know what it is.
Fear is a tool.
All right, this stood out to me. Like when I saw this, like I paused the first time. I was like, oh wow, just the fact, the aesthetic that they're going with for this movie. Like they're not doing the whole like I have an actual perfect symbol of a bat and the bat symbol. Like nah, it's real utilitarian. I guess is the thought that comes to mind. Like he's gonna use what he has to like invoke that signal. So you see it here on the big spotlight, but then as you move forward, it makes like a very perfect symbol, and it goes right along with the chest piece that he has. So apparently, it's supposed to be like the pieces of the gun that makes up the bat symbol. Real cool stuff, and again, very utilitarian. Like I'm gonna take every part and I'm gonna make it real usable. I'm gonna make it real personal. My suit is gonna be like my suit. We're gonna talk about that suit later too.
It's not just a call.
Okay,
It's a warning.
so just before we get into the fight, like backtracking, we see these guys on the train. So they're here on the train, and then later we see him in a different shot, like off the train as he's approaching them. And the part that kind of stands out to me when it comes to that is the fact that he's going to counter this group possibly more than once. That's really cool that there's a faction that he kind of goes to war with throughout, as he goes through the movie. So that's cool.
It's a warning.
That was cool, seeing the bullets effect and the shockers and the gloves, all cool stuff.
I've been trying to reach you.
Okay, pause right here at the fist pump. So one of the things that I found interesting about Pattinson's Batman and every Batman that we've gotten up to this point is how they all do the smoldering anger thing, and then, well, not all of them, but probably like post George Clooney, Christian Bale moving forward, they all have the smoldering anger, and they have this specific fist motion, and we'll see it again later. And these boys get real mad during interrogation. I guess the intimidation factor and all this other stuff, but that's how they bring it to life, and it's cool. But you'll see the other punching motion that I'm talking about in a second.
This is a powder keg. And Riddler's the match.
I can take care of myself.
I like her, man. I like everything we get from her.
Nothing less.
Okay, pausing here. So we see Mitchell, No More Lies, Coulson, Sins of My Father, and Renewal is a Lie. So again, interesting stuff. I don't know where any of that comes from. He's standing in a pile of look like photographs. This looks like a real makeshift Batcave, if that's what it is. Like not really fleshed out a whole lot, like not really techie like we saw with the Ben Affleck Batcave. It was real souped up and it had a lot of cool things in it. This one looks like, hey, I'm in like a basement, like I'm really almost in the sewer, and kind of cool if that's what they choose to go with. Just rewinding back though, we did see a couple of cool shots. I like this shot here of Colin Farrell, his penguin. I enjoyed that a good bit. Going all the way back to Selena Kyle, the first thing we saw was that leather boot, and I think everyone else knew, yeah, that's Selena Kyle. That's gonna be the Catwoman here. That leather is synonymous with her character. Let's pick right back up from where we stopped.
What happens to me?
it's only gonna get worse for you.
The action is very crisp.
Take it easy, sweetheart. Hear everything they say, ain't you?
Maybe we're not
The
so
legend is
different.
growing. I think that's crucial. That's crucial to pause and stop and talk about how Colin Farrell gives a line like, "You're everything they say you are, ain't they? Ain't you?" And it's like that means the legend of Batman is kind of growing in like this scary, ominous figure. And he's like, "Yo, you seem like you're living up to that." So that was cool. That's cool. Cool line.
Who are you under there?
This was fire. All right, let's pause. Let's go through this real slow. I enjoyed seeing this. One, because when you see, okay, here where the shots are starting to go off and the bullets is bouncing off of the suit. This suit, when you look at it, does not appear to have that level of durability. But the fact that he can walk through this gunfire and just take it and then continues to whip these bars, like, yo, that's impressive. I'm impressed by that. Let's pick back up.
I'm vengeance.
Okay. Pause. So when I said okay, just going back to the beginning of the Batmobile footage, like this trailer shows off the Batmobile quite a bit more. In this shot in particular, you see like, yes, it does look like a muscle car, but at the same time, it does have some features here. Just looking at the tail of it, the way that it sits, the tires, probably that grill in the front. I might have to use some arrows to show you what I'm pointing at, but the grill kind of looks like it's designed to give a little bit of impact as well. So it's not just a straight up muscle car. And this trailer, to me, like really features the Batmobile way better than the first. Again, they had only shot like 25% of the movie when the first trailer came out. Here, you get some real good shots of it. And I think that it's going to be just as impressive as the Tumbler. And probably like carve out his own little niche. Because, you know, the original Batmobile from like the Michael Keaton Batmobile, which we'll talk about in a different video, that to me has its own place, just like the Tumbler from Christian Bale has its own place, and I think this one is gonna carve out its own place. I think Batfleck, his stuff with the big tank, I think that's kind of forgettable. It doesn't stand out as much as the other two that we mentioned in here. So let's go ahead and continue. Another shot I wanted to pause at right there. So this, I'm sorry y'all if I'm doing too much, but this shot right here where he's flying past the window, it implies to me that we're going to get some very creative looks at Batman as he flows through the city, and I think that's something that's relatively unique to Batman films in general, because when we normally see Batman, it's, you know, these wide shots of him standing on something or him like swooping down like very quickly. But the travel that he does, I think of the Arkham Knight games where you can do the flight, the dive bomber type flight going up and down. I would like to see that. It reminds me of Spider-Man. Like we see him swing through the city. I would like to see Batman like grapple onto things and like traverse the city, and we might get that here. Like that's pretty cool. Keep it going. This was the punching scene. So going back to it, that punch that he does here, it looks just like Ben Affleck's punch. It looks just like Christian Bale's punch when he was beating on the Joker in the interrogation scene. Like they all have this crossbody come down type motion. These boys all have it. And I guess, you know, it's choreography, you know, no big deal, but it's something that's very reminiscent. When I saw him doing this in the trailer the first time I looked at it, I thought to myself, wow, this is very reminiscent of what we just saw with Ben Affleck's Batman, and again, the interrogation anger, Christian Bale's Batman. So all those things playing a role. Where we at? Oh, I did stop here at the Riddler's mask. I don't know if I like that. I like to see Paul Dano's face. He can bring some emotion with that face, as well as the Riddler never wore a mask, unless I'm missing something. I'm not the hugest comic book fan. I have to go through and dig and see if I could find, but I don't think I could find anything with the Riddler wearing a mask. So that is unique. Let's Go back to the punching and pick up. Bam.
And dead all over. Take God.
Dear God. Yeah, that was such false confidence. That's nice, man. That's just a fire scene. So without cutting, the way the score does here. Yeah. Damn good setup, man. I really enjoy this trailer. I like the score, that ominous feel. It's kind of reminiscent of Christopher Nolan's Batman with the boom. You know, everybody made fun of that sound, well, with Christopher Nolan's films, but it's here. It's, to me, it's reminiscent of that, and it's kind of present here, and I like it because it's synonymous with arguably the most realistic version of Batman, which is Christian Bale. But I like it. I like the blending of styles here. So let me know what you think. If you agree with my assessment, man, I liked the way this trailer rolled out. A little impromptu breakdown. Might do something similar to that with the rest of the DC fandom footage. So stick around the channel because I will be addressing some of that, talking about some of that stuff. Because there's a lot that I enjoyed watching most of it. But once I knew it kind of got close to Batman time, I peeled back and say, let me make my reaction genuine. Because I hate to see people with thumbnails, like with the... Like, let's stop. Let's stop with the... Like, the fake reactions. I don't like to do those. I like to keep it 100% real. So, that's all I got for you all here. Please come back, check for more DC fandom coverage and talks. Enjoy yourself. Guard your heart. Come back, check out more videos.